Hey guys, this is Mr. Ace. This is question number 15 from the June 2026 Algebra 1 Regents exam. Basically, it's a quadratic and they're using completing the square. That's what this question is basically testing. Now, we spent some time on this. I made a completing the square wrap. I'm not going to wrap it, but I'm just going to go through the first part. Whenever you're doing completing the square, you focus on the B. B is the key. So in this particular example or this problem, b equals a negative 10. So half of b, take half of b, that's going to be a negative 5. And then we take half of b, then square it. That's going to be a positive 25. That's the number that you're going to add to both sides. So first thing we're going to do is we're just going to move that 24 over. So this is going to be equal to 24. And then we're going to add half of b squared, half of b then squared, that's going to be added to both sides. So we add it here and we add it here. So 25 plus 24 is 49. And then over here, you just take half of b, put it in parentheses, then square, right? So that's going to be x minus 5 squared. So this is what we want. And this is our answer. Okay. Now, the other way that you can do this to check it is if you, I'm just going to get rid of all of this. So our answer is number 4, but one of the ways that you can check your algebra, and this is one of the things I like for my students to do, is if you just graph this and find the zeros, because that's what the solutions are, and then set these all equal to zeros, right? So if you move this over, and this becomes a -1, move this over, becomes a -1, move this over, becomes a -49, move this over, right? So it's going to be x minus 5 squared minus 49 equals 0. Now, these two, if they have the same zeros, then we know that's the answer. So let's go and do that real quick. So I'm going to use the graph. I'm going to enter the first one. It's going to be x squared minus 10x minus 24. And I want where they're equal to 0. Now, you don't see it on the window. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the graph paper over. I need these two zeros. So I'm just going to go menu 61. Here's one of the zeros, -2, and then I'm going to do menu 61 again, and here's the other zero, it's 12. All right, so those are our two zeros. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to graph this function here just like this, and then I'm going to see if it has the same zeros. If it does, then we're good. So in fact, I'm just going to use more graphing paper, new graphing paper, so that there's no overlap. So I'm going to do x minus 5, x minus 5 squared minus 49. So I'm going to do minus 49, press enter. And just like before, we got to move the graph paper over, and then I'm just going to do menu 61 again. Menu 61. There we go. We got a -2, 0, just like before. And then we do menu 61 again. We got the zeros here, 12, right? Just like before, same, -2, 12. Over here, -2, 12. So we know that those are the same solutions. And we know that number 4 is, in fact, the answer. All right, that's it. If you know how to complete the square, you should do it, but you should always check it. There should be another way that you should do these questions so that you know that you've gotten them right. All right, so I'm going to stop and post.